So, I lost all my footage for my video that I was just going to upload. It was from last week, so, or before, so it's been way too long. So here, getting ready to make some pepper relish. We got all these lemon drops in the bottom. And first Melrose pepper that's ready. There are only a couple small ones on that plant yet, so not very successful there, but a couple ancho peppers and a lot of Hungarian wax peppers. So going out of town for a few days, so gotta pick everything and use it up. So here is the first batch of pepper relish. Lots of sweet peppers. I didn't want it to be too hot. I wanted to be able to eat a bunch of it, you know, just like slather it on stuff, and it turned out perfect. Lots of red onions in there, and got lemon drops, jalapenos, wax peppers, banana peppers, bell peppers, little snacking peppers. So I'm gonna try round 2 today and try to improve it. So I just dumped all my pots out of my tent into the compost pile here, so that'll provide some, I don't know, when that mixes in with all the food, it'll be real nice. So just recycle it. But yeah, I lost all my other footage somewhere on my computer, or I don't know what happened to it. And I harvested so much stuff, and I was filming it all and everything, and so that's a bummer. But I can fill you in now. Ooh. Been getting cucumbers. This is not a very big plant, it just runs right over there. Lots of these yellow zucchini. Let's see. Any patty pans? No patty pans. So got some green zucchini there. Some little babies on there. I didn't even know this was a patty pan plant over here. Just don't even know what I have. This is a winter squash that I got, and that's what's planted in my corn. And they're kind of striped like that, very, very dark green when they're mature. So that's exciting. That's what they look like when they get a little bit bigger. So say so all the time. Some little guys on there, but not too much. Got some tassels on there, and that's taller than I am by about 6 inches or more. So very impressed with how the corn turned out. And of course it's windy when I want to film, just like I always say. Been picking a bunch of these Black Prince tomatoes here, and they just kind of, like this one is almost ripe, and they're kind of greenish brown looking, orange, like a burnt orange kind of. So if you're not feeling them, you could definitely let some go too far. Been getting a bunch of these indigo cherries here. They have a great flavor. Here's one. And they turn out just a little bit of purple left and just a plain old yellow cherry. So, and if you look down the focus. Anyways, you can see the squash way down there, a couple of them. So, they're doing good. They're doing well. I feel like I've already said this, which I have, as I'm narrating this, because I just made that other video and then lost it. But so these are the black vernissage. I love striped tomatoes. Even when they're unripe, they're pretty. Most of the yellow pears are gone off the bottom of the plant. Been eating a ton of those. Still got, this is a big cluster right here. I got more on this plant that's kind of bending over here. here's the chocolate pear. A lot of my tomatoes have been splitting lately, and we haven't been getting a lot of rain either, so I don't know what it is. Check out this cluster. There's a funny shaped one right there. And you can kind of see the stripes. Looks really black on camera, but just got a couple of these dark tigers so far, and they're really tasty. Really good size too. It seemed like they were gonna, you know, get pretty large, but just like a racquetball size tomato, not even, so that's cool. My Cherokee purple clusters have just been getting nasty. Got that one there. They're all splitting like this on the top, which, I mean, you can still just slice the top off and eat them. This is a big honker here. But kind of disappointing when everything's all cracked up. So I thought my sunflowers that are, this is like 4.5 feet tall, would survive now, but it looks like our friends have been back here. So we got a few left though, including this super large one. So definitely gonna buy a ton of these marigolds next year. They've turned into bushes. They've still got tons of heads that just keep popping up and opening, so they really fill in the gaps nicely between the tomatoes. So, you know, if you think about, like, each plant is $2.49 for a 6-pack, you know, so that's 40 cents a piece. About, for a bush like that, 40 cents for a bush that's going to attract a ton of bees and all sorts of stuff. That is a bargain. So I pulled up all my onions because they were all dying off, and you know, with onion sets you don't really get like gigantic onions, but I'm gonna use those in the relish today. All this stuff's just growing up. Lettuce is going to seed. These are something I would consider for next year. Let's see what. Lots of box elder bugs, I believe. But yeah, these just keep putting off more heads too and blooming, so this will be a repurchase. Oh, something new since I was here a couple days ago. Got a crookneck squash. Got 4 plants here in a row. Those are just starting. Planted those late. No ripe Wagner's blue-green. I think I lost the tag under the fabric for this one. Black Japanese black trifle. And the lucid gem. They're really not really producing a bunch on this plant. There's some just forming up here, but just a few there. Been picking a ton of these wax peppers for relish. Really productive plants. I would consider starting them from seed next year because you can see the results of buying root-bound plants from the store. They're stunted and they stay small. Same with all of these. That's the 7-pot Primo, and here's a bell pepper. Just pathetic looking, just raggedy. The stem is super thick, but they just don't grow. So I don't know what kind of cucumbers these are, but they have a really weird kind of skin compared to the other ones, and just kind of interesting looking. Acorn squash here, looking pretty good. So stain camera or lens cap. Got some of these icicle radishes here. Pretty big. I'm happy with those, especially with how fast they grow. I thought they would take a really long time because they're just, yeah, that one's pretty small, but just because they get that long, but that's a great one there. So I'm gonna leave some more of these in the ground. There's a couple rows here, so we've actually got a couple cantaloupe on there. Just little guys. So see if they amount to anything. Should probably throw some fertilizer on them or something, or water them at all. It's been super dry. I'm surprised things look as good as they do. And what I can't understand is with these lemon drops being out here in full sun. It's been real hot lately and they look great, but they're not ripening like my plant on my patio is. And my patio doesn't get sun after 1 o'clock, so over half the day they don't get any direct sun, but those ones on the patio are ripening, so kind of a mystery. And this ancho pepper here is really, it's gotten really tall and kind of reminds me of a cayenne, just the structure of the plant, kind of thin and tall, so it's real strong. There's lots of peppers yet to come on here, so. And I've had, these look like they're dying down, they're getting a little yellowish and stuff. Purple beans coming out my ears, so I definitely recommend these. Very easy to see on the plants, and I've actually got another flush of them coming on with the young row in between this row. And I've got another row here of them blooming, so I guess I'll have more. I think I'm just gonna let the ones that are here go to seed. So excited to see how my dry beans turn out, the 4 rows that I have. So one thing I forgot here, I saw these big greens and I was like, these are radishes, but I don't remember exactly what they are. But then I look down here and I see this big old radish there. And another huge one there. That one's split. But I guess I forgot I planted these big white ones. So looks like I think I might just pickle them, just slice them, and because I gotta do something with them. Hi! So I think I'm just gonna pull these out and cut the greens off and can them up. Now, not as much as I thought was going to be out here today, but colorful thing of tomatoes here. Got a couple bell peppers down in there, a couple zucchini, cucumber, and the rest is it's all radishes. So that's about it for this update. So thanks for coming along. So here's the dwarf cherry tomato, and you can see it's loaded with flowers. Some have withered away now, and I can't tell yet if there's fruit starting. I've been shaking it and stuff a bunch, so it should get pollinated. So it's just about that tall, and man, just tons and tons of flowers. Cooler than I expected. Okay, we're gonna film this here. It's like I'm gonna wait till it's shaded last night, and then I ended up being gone, and I'm just trying to actually complete a video. So this heatless habanero here is just loaded, as you can see. It's really making the plant droop. So tons and tons. Been getting a lot of rain here, so you can see this lemon drop is looking kind of rough, but most of them have ripened here. So finally getting some of these miniature bell peppers. I want to say that they don't get much bigger than this. So we got a good half dozen on here that are actually forming. So, and this habaneros take forever. This one has a little guy right there. So we'll have some unripe ones to pick. And tomato plant's about done. There's like a half dozen on there that are still green. These snacking peppers are turning their purplish dark color. They're about to go orange. And after waiting forever, this bird's eye chili is finally gonna flower. So it's gonna be a lot of small unripe peppers. I just am so disappointed with this one taking so long to produce. It's just amazing with this the structure here, and the stem is super sturdy. And I love with peppers how they end up looking like trees, and you know the stem is as hard as wood. So it's pretty neat. But yeah, the structure of this plant is just amazing. Super bushy, as you can see. Darn. As you can see, the nasturtiums have gone to seed here, which is cool. So definitely be saving all of those for next year, because it's definitely going to be an every year thing to put these in pots and buckets and all that stuff. So you've got the squash plant here. Bees! Is there a bee in there? Yeah. There's not a bee in there. So it's just been abused, and it was almost dead. And then here in the pot, the stem looks like it's gonna rot and fall off, but it's been like that forever. And the roots got exposed from the water falling from the roof here and stuff, and it's still alive. And it actually has patty pans on it, so that is really surprising. And it's kind of come off this pot and is settling in this pot of water. And I'm surprised it's still alive, and it's actually putting on fruit. Lots of unopened flowers and everything, so interesting. So you can see the scorpions here, 4 of them on this one branch here, one cluster. So I want to say that they won't ripen. There's only about a month left, under a month of the growing season up here, so it's kind of a shame, but at least they'll be to size by that time, and then I'll still be able to use them, so it's not so bad. So I definitely narrowed down 2 varieties that I'm going to grow for sure next year, without a doubt. Sun's hot? Yeah. Yeah. That would be the lemon drop here, for sure. The ones in the garden are, I mean, you saw them in this video, or you will see them. They're just shrubby bushes. They got super wide and just crazy. The next one would be this habanada. I haven't tasted one yet. There hasn't been a ripe one or anything, but just based on how many peppers are on this tiny little plant, definitely not going to top them as early, because you can kind of see what happened. It would be nice if they got taller and then bushed out. So definitely have to start them earlier next year. I'll definitely do the standard habanero as well. I started these way too late, but just with the amount of buds on each little you know, nook and cranny on this plant. It's just crazy. If it actually had the time to produce, I would only need just one plant.